Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how the simplest habits can shape our future in ways we never imagined? The truth is that the choices we make today can have a profound impact on our health, relationships, and well-being as we age. Make no mistake, these small decisions often hold the key to a long, fulfilling life. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets to aging gracefully and living life to the fullest, you're in the right place. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Stay with us until the very end because these 5 powerful signs are not just indicators, they're lifelines. They can help you prepare both emotionally and practically for what's ahead, ensuring you're not left standing in the dark, unsure of what to do next. When you begin to truly understand what's happening, you won't feel blindsided by the challenges life throws at you. Instead, you'll be empowered, ready to navigate the path ahead with confidence and clarity. Imagine how comforting it will feel to be prepared, to know how to cherish every moment, to make the most of the precious time you have left with the people you hold most dear. This knowledge will give you the strength to face the future head-on, knowing you're not alone and that you've got a plan in place. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving, about embracing the moments you have left with those who matter most. So, let's dive in and explore these 5 signs together. Trust me, by the end of this journey, you'll feel more ready than ever to make the most of the time you have, and to do so with love, purpose, and unshakable peace. Number 1, significant weight loss. One of the most poignant and undeniable signs that someone may be nearing the end of their life is unintentional weight loss. It often begins subtly, creeping into everyday life in ways that might go unnoticed at first. A belt that suddenly feels a bit looser, clothes that hang more freely, or perhaps an appetite that simply fades away. At first, many families and caregivers brush it off as just a part of the aging process, a minor change that accompanies growing older. But the reality is far more complex and much more concerning. Losing weight without actively trying to can rarely be brushed off as a natural part of getting older. It often signals that something is amiss in the body, a deeper, more unsettling issue at play. Weight loss, especially when it's unintentional, can be an alarming indicator that the body is no longer functioning as it once did. As the body ages, it naturally loses some muscle mass, but when that loss happens too quickly, it's like a red flag waving in the wind, begging for attention. It's not just about the numbers on the scale, it's about the way the body, in all its complexity, begins to struggle. Often the body is no longer absorbing nutrients effectively, which causes a chain reaction. Muscle mass shrinks and crucial systems start to slow down, eventually impairing the body's ability to perform even the simplest tasks. The decline doesn't happen overnight, but it steadily chips away at the foundation of strength that the individual once had. This process of gradual decay can feel heartbreaking for those who are watching, feeling helpless as someone they love loses a little more of themselves each day. The real issue lies in the body's inability to digest food properly or to process vital nutrients like protein, which are necessary to maintain strength. This loss of muscle mass doesn't just make physical movement harder, it deepens the vulnerability. The risk of falls skyrockets. The immune system weakens to the point where infections can slip in without resistance. The body, once so strong and resilient, becomes fragile in the most heartbreaking way. It's a painful reality that often creeps up silently, leaving loved ones scrambling to understand what's happening. The changes in appetite are perhaps some of the most striking and emotionally charged. As people grow older, they no longer feel hunger the way they once did. Their sense of taste fades, and food no longer holds the joy it once did. Meals that were once something to look forward to become a chore, sometimes skipped altogether, or eaten in frustratingly small portions. These changes aren't due to choice or preference, they are physiological shifts. The body knows it's beginning to wind down, and so it stops signaling the brain to crave food as it once did. It's like the body has decided that it no longer needs the energy to continue the fight. But what's truly heartbreaking is that it's not just energy that's fading, it's a little piece of the person, their vitality slipping quietly away. As much as this process is part of life, It doesn't make it any easier to witness. Watching someone go through this stage is a deeply emotional experience, a reminder of the fragility of life, the inevitability of aging, and the slow but steady passage of time. It's a time when every meal, every ounce of strength lost feels like a quiet farewell, a farewell that may not always be spoken, but is deeply felt nonetheless. The weight loss isn't just a physical change, it's a sign that the body in all its wisdom is preparing to let go. And for those who love them, it can feel like the beginning of an unwelcome goodbye. Underlying medical conditions can often be the silent culprits behind unexplained weight loss, sometimes sneaking up on us long before their more noticeable symptoms begin to surface. The weight loss associated with chronic diseases like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease often goes unnoticed until it reaches a critical point. These conditions don't wait for the obvious signs to appear. They can start to affect the body in subtle, insidious ways long before any of us are fully aware of the gravity of the situation. Even mental health conditions like depression or cognitive decline can play a major role in causing someone to eat less, leading to a downward spiral where the body, already struggling, doesn't get the nutrition it desperately needs. It's a heartbreaking reality, especially for families who feel powerless in the face of it. When someone we love begins to lose weight unexpectedly, many of us are quick to jump in, offering them their favorite foods or supplementing meals with protein shakes, hoping that a few extra calories will make the difference. But if, despite all these efforts, the weight continues to drop and the strength continues to fade, it becomes clear that the problem is much more than diet. The body is sending a clear signal, one that can't be ignored. It's preparing for something much deeper, a transition that may be harder to face than we are ready to admit. At this point, we may feel like we are helpless, unable to do enough to change the situation, but it's important to understand that sometimes forcing larger meals down their throat isn't the answer. Instead, it's about focusing on what brings comfort, what's easy to eat, and most importantly, making sure that hydration is a priority. Offering small, nourishing meals that are simple to consume can make a world of difference in maintaining not just their physical health, but their quality of life during these precious remaining moments. The truth is, our loved ones may no longer have the appetite for large meals, and that's okay. What matters now is their comfort, their sense of peace, and their ability to feel cared for, cherished, and loved. If you notice that a loved one is experiencing significant weight loss, especially if they are eating less, feeling increasingly weak, or struggling to remain active, please pay attention. This isn't just about the number on the scale or how someone looks physically. It's a message from the body that things are shifting, that the end is drawing nearer. It's a call to action, a reminder to approach this time with clarity, compassion, and an open heart. Understanding this message can help you prepare for the road ahead, a road that can still be filled with meaningful moments if we choose to embrace them. It's not just about managing their health, it's about cherishing every moment, showing love in the smallest of gestures, and making sure that their final days are not spent in a blur of treatments and meals, but in the comfort of knowing they are deeply cared for. Number 2, extreme fatigue and weakness. One of the most profound and unmistakable changes that occur in the final year of life is a deep, relentless fatigue that seems to persist despite all efforts to rest. This isn't the typical tiredness that comes after a long, demanding day or a sleepless night. No, this is something far more overwhelming, a fatigue so intense and all-encompassing that it takes over every aspect of a person's life, draining their energy in ways they may have never experienced before. Even the smallest of tasks, things that were once second nature and done without a thought, become insurmountable challenges. Getting out of bed in the morning, something we all take for granted, becomes a monumental task. Each movement is slow and laborious, like dragging oneself through quicksand. Walking across the room might take all of their remaining strength, with every step feeling heavier than the last. What used to be simple, even mundane activities like cooking a meal, getting dressed, or having a conversation with a friend or family member can suddenly feel like overwhelming endeavors. The exhaustion doesn't just linger after physical exertion. It consumes every part of their existence, affecting their spirit as much as their body. It is heartbreaking to witness someone you love face this type of exhaustion, especially when you know it isn't just a matter of needing more sleep or taking it easy. It's a sign that something deeper is happening within the body, an inevitable slowing down that cannot be ignored. While aging naturally brings some level of fatigue, the kind seen in the final months of life is much more profound. It goes beyond just feeling tired. It is a body's way of communicating that it is running low on energy and must prioritize survival over everything else. As the body reaches its limits, it begins to conserve its remaining strength, focusing on only the most critical functions necessary to keep going, while the rest is slowly shut down. This profound fatigue occurs because, as organ function declines, the body starts to reserve its energy for the essentials. The heart, which once pumped blood efficiently throughout the body, no longer functions with the same vigor, leading to sluggish circulation. The muscles, once strong and capable of moving with ease, are no longer getting the oxygen they need to maintain their strength. This is why many elderly individuals in their final months seem to lose the ability to keep up with their usual routine. They may have once enjoyed activities like gardening, walking, or playing with their grandchildren, but now, even the thought of such activities can seem exhausting. The very act of holding a conversation, once an effortless exchange of words and ideas, can feel tiring and draining. It's not just a physical change, it's an emotional one as well. When a loved one becomes too weak to engage in the activities they once loved, it can leave both them and their family feeling hopeless and sad. The fatigue serves as a reminder that life is drawing to a close, and it brings with it a mix of sorrow, acceptance, and reflection. For the individual experiencing this exhaustion, it can feel frustrating and demoralizing. The mind may still want to engage, to participate, to enjoy the things they once did, but the body simply cannot keep up. It's like being trapped in a body that no longer responds the way it once did. But what makes this kind of fatigue so different is the way it creeps in gradually, often unnoticed until it becomes impossible to ignore. At first, it might be dismissed as just a part of getting older. Oh, it's just because they're getting up there in age. But as the days pass and the fatigue deepens, it becomes clear that this is not just a normal part of the aging process. This exhaustion is a symptom of something more profound happening within the body. As energy dwindles, the body's ability to function at its best becomes limited, and its systems slowly begin to shut down, one by one. This constant state of fatigue, which seems to grip the body from head to toe, can take its toll on the spirit as well. For someone who has always been independent and active, this gradual loss of strength can be a source of deep frustration and sadness. It's a painful reminder that time is slipping away, that the body is no longer capable of performing as it once did. And for the loved ones watching this decline, it can feel like a helpless situation. No amount of encouragement or assistance can stop the process. The body, in its wisdom, is preparing for the final chapter of life. But as painful as this period may be, it's important to remember that fatigue isn't just a sign of decline. It's also a sign of the body's incredible resilience. Even as it slows down and begins to conserve energy, the body continues to function, however imperfectly, keeping its most vital systems working. This exhaustion is a natural part of the journey, a reminder that even at the end of life, the body is still trying to hold on, still trying to protect itself. For those who care for an aging loved one, it's crucial to recognize this as a sign that the person needs support, compassion, and love. In these final months, it's essential to focus not on what is lost, but on what is still possible. The exhaustion may limit their physical capabilities, but it doesn't take away their need for companionship, connection, and the emotional comfort that only loved ones can provide. By focusing on comfort, gentle companionship, and meaningful moments, families can ensure that their loved ones experience the best quality of life possible, even as their bodies slow down and fatigue takes over. It's a time to hold space for their journey, acknowledging the pain and the fatigue, while also honoring the beauty of life, even in its final stages. Another key factor that contributes to the gradual decline toward the end of life is the metabolic slowdown. Our bodies are designed to produce and utilize energy in ways that keep us active and engaged with the world around us. However, as the body prepares for its final phase, this energy is redirected and the priorities shift drastically. Instead of fueling movement, activities, and daily tasks, the body turns its focus toward preservation. This natural shift can be shocking and difficult to witness, especially for those who are used to living full, vibrant lives. The body begins to conserve energy, and as a result, individuals in decline often experience changes in their sleeping patterns. They may start sleeping more, needing longer naps throughout the day, and finding it increasingly difficult to stay awake for extended periods. What once seemed like a full day of activities now feels like a distant memory as they are enveloped by the overwhelming need to rest. Sometimes these sudden drops in energy can be especially hard to understand. One moment they may appear perfectly fine sitting up, engaging in a conversation, or even enjoying a small meal. The next, they can be completely drained, struggling to stay awake or alert. It's as if the body is intermittently shutting down, almost as though it can't keep up with the demands of daily life. These fluctuations in energy can be deeply unsettling for both the person experiencing them and their loved ones. For those who have always been independent, active, and strong, these changes are a stark reminder of how quickly life can change. It's heartbreaking to see someone once full of life and vigor gradually become unable to perform even the simplest tasks without profound effort. However, what makes this process even more painful is the emotional toll it takes. The fatigue is not only physical, it reverberates emotionally, leaving its mark on the soul. For many seniors, the loss of energy is tied to a deeper sense of frustration, sadness, and even embarrassment. They may have spent a lifetime taking pride in their independence, and suddenly that independence begins to slip through their fingers. Simple acts of daily life, getting dressed, making a meal, walking to the mailbox, become insurmountable obstacles. The emotional weight of not being able to do what they once could is crushing, and it often leads to feelings of inadequacy. The desire to maintain dignity and self-reliance fades, and it can cause them to withdraw into themselves, retreating from conversations, avoiding social interactions, or even stopping engaging in the hobbies they once cherished. It's not that they no longer care or that they have lost interest in the things they loved. It's simply that they no longer have the energy to keep up with those things. The exhaustion becomes so consuming that it's easier to retreat, to shield themselves from the outside world rather than face the truth of their physical limitations. This isolation, though often unintended, creates a vicious cycle. As they withdraw more, the mental and emotional decline often accelerates. When the body feels drained, it's not just the muscles and bones that weaken, it's the spirit, the will to continue participating in life that falters. With each day that they withdraw a little more, the sense of loneliness and disconnect grows, further compounding their physical decline. For family members, this withdrawal can be one of the most difficult aspects to witness. It's not just that the person you love is physically weaker, it's that they seem to be pulling away emotionally, distancing themselves from the world they once enjoyed. It can feel like a silent goodbye, a gradual fading not only of their body but of the spark that once lit up every room they entered. But yet, it's important to understand that this behavior isn't a reflection of their love or interest in you, it's a reflection of their struggle. They are navigating a difficult, often painful process, and it requires great compassion and understanding. The emotional impact of this physical fatigue is immense, and it's a reminder of just how important it is to be present, to offer comfort and support during this incredibly challenging time. The best thing we can do for our loved ones during this phase is to meet them where they are, to provide the emotional support they need to stay connected with them even if they withdraw, and to find ways to help them engage in life, even in small, gentle ways. Offering moments of joy, even if fleeting, can provide a spark of connection and help to combat the isolation they feel. Whether it's a simple conversation, a familiar song, or just holding their hand in quiet companionship, those small gestures of love can make all the difference in their emotional well-being, even as the body becomes more fragile. As difficult as it is, we must try to remember that we are walking through this journey together, and every moment, no matter how small, can still hold meaning and connection. As we come to the end of today's video, we've explored some of the most profound changes that happen as we age. Things like unintentional weight loss, deep fatigue, and emotional withdrawal. These are all signs the body gives us as it prepares for its final phase, reminding us how precious and fragile life is. It's important to recognize these signs not just for the sake of health, but to ensure that we approach these moments with compassion, understanding, and the deepest respect for ourselves and our loved ones. Now, I want to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned today that has resonated with you, and how do you plan to bring it into your own life or the way you care for others? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your reflections. If you liked this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means so much and helps us continue sharing valuable insights with you. Thank you for watching, and take care.